predicts the end is nigh for all console gaming out there. Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, we already have the graves dug. Your doom is at hand. Yes, the console market has peaked. It's hit that inevitable glass ceiling. There's no room for growth. And from here on out, it's all downhill. And then you get to read that it's from Michael fucking Pachter, and you realize there's no reason to take it serious whatsoever, because he's not a reliable source for any fucking thing, because he's never done any single amount of fucking research ever. Motherfuckers had no goddamn grounds to stand on whenever he was going and taking his baseless arguments to the internet to share with the entire world, and just made himself look like a fucking ass the entire time. Research? I've never heard of her! I wonder sometimes, how many fucking milliseconds did you ever take to sit down and think, well, I had to go and actually talk about this stuff after I go and look up a whole bunch of facts and figures, because fact-finding is something you're not well versed with, and it's always been evident just considering the fact that you are a fucking joke amongst everybody on the internet. You're a goddamn fucking meme. An idiot. Rambling fucking bullshit for little to no reason other than just to hear your fucking self say something first and then hope that it actually comes true. And that's it. It's like one of those conspiracy theory nuts that wants to go out there, oh, the end's at hand! The end's at hand! And then when everything starts going down, be like, ha, I told all of you, meteor crashes right through them, that's the end of that, right? But that's the kind of shit that he does. All the fucking time. Well, the console market is going to be ending real soon, you'll see. And he was basing this off of 1/3 of the market, because he focused primarily on Nintendo. Anybody out there that knows a single fucking thing knows that the Nintendo Wii U, compared to Nintendo Wii, is not doing that well. I mean, the Nintendo Wii is the second best selling console of all time. PlayStation 2 is right at the front, and I know some people will be like, what about the DS? I'm talking about console. Just fucking consoles, okay? So, he's saying that, well, the Nintendo Wii U, not doing so hot. Oh man, they're fucked, let me tell you. And then he ignored the fact that the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One are both outpacing the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360 respectively. So this current generation, 2/3 of the market, is outpacing significantly, mind you, the previous generation's offerings. Now, let's go a little bit further back, just for shits and giggles. Is the PlayStation 4 outpacing the PlayStation 2, the best-selling system of all time? And is the Xbox One actually going and outpacing the OG original Xbox? Something that came out of left field, motherfuckers weren't expecting that, just like when the original Sony PlayStation came out, because now we had Sony coming into the fray, we had Microsoft coming in fray, as Sega was exiting the console market hardware business. Guess what? You'll come to find that Xbox One outpacing the original Xbox. Wow, look at that. So Xbox One doing even better. PlayStation 4, could it possibly be doing better than the PlayStation 2? Yes. By a fuck ton. It managed to hit the 20 million mark well before the PlayStation 2 did. And keep in mind that the way that they started both of these console launches is significantly different from what they did last generation and the generation previous to that. But why go and look at anything like that? There's a lot of things that should be taken into account. The times, what's available at the time, what's booming, what's popular. There's a whole lot of shit you have to look at when you're going to say, yeah, well, we feel that an entire fucking marketplace is suddenly just going to be submerged underwater and fucking drown because of, the Wii U isn't selling well. Okay. He also brought up, well, the 3DS, which is selling very fucking well, isn't doing as well as the DS. Look! Got some credibility right here! All aboard motherfucking Pachter train! Choo-choo! Off to I told you so land! Except for, let's look at the time that the Nintendo DS came out. What wasn't flourishing at the time when the Nintendo DS was released? Ding! The mobile gaming market. We're going to be taking into account of tablets and smartphones. Back then, people were still rocking flip phones. And a lot of motherfuckers weren't rocking a single goddamn thing. No rocket in their pocket. And that is a metaphor for a fucking goddamn hard-on. Most people didn't even realize that we were going to be seeing smartphone technology back then, let alone it's going to be so commonplace and an extension of every single individual. Everybody's just like, I got a phone, and you're doing tons of fucking work, school shit, and, well, just overall, social media type stuff, just everything. But gaming is also big on mobile. It's just a fucking undeniable truth. Hell, you got tablets. How many times have you seen people rocking a fucking tablet and playing a ton of games on there? Whether you're playing fucking just bullshit 5-minute pass-the-time games that you'd normally play on the fucking dumper. So you're sitting there fucking playing like, I don't know, like Flappy Bird on the fucking porcelain bowl. And you're just like, yeah! And then you're done and you move on. But the thing is, a mobile gaming market has eaten into the handheld gaming market. This is just true. I mean, for example, the DS was a runaway success story in Japan. Holy fuck, Land of the Rising Sun, they fucking loved the fucking dual screen juggernaut known as the DS. The DS is the shit, and it still is. That's my favorite handheld of all time. And especially thanks to games like Phoenix Wright and Trauma Center and New Super Mario Bros. And a ton of other fucking titles out there. I love the shit out of the DS like anybody out there, and it was a big time gamble. As a matter of fact, at the time when you think about it, Nintendo was all about gambling on ideas that were very, just, non-conventional. Having dual screens again, which, guess what, the very first time that they had ever done that was with this, right here. This little Game & Watch. Fucking Donkey Kong. And then they applied that same idea to this with the touchscreen at the bottom, and it worked. But there was no mobile gaming. There was nothing else to really compete with it, and the type of mobile gaming that you had on phones back then was so fucking butchered and shitty and awful, and it really wasn't all that good. Now we take it for granted. It's something normal. We consider it its own fucking slice of the entire fucking gaming market, everything. You know, the entire universe, mobile is its own section. And, you know, back then we didn't have Android gaming really going anywhere. There was no such thing. Which is weird to think about. It's something that we take for granted now. But back then, no, that shit wasn't around. When it first started, that is. And then, people just didn't really have phones. So you had to go and leave it up to somebody saying, well, guess what? I got this in my pocket. Granted, it's a 3DS, but fuck you, just for sake of argument. You know, people had tons of little handhelds in there. And there was just title after title after title, and all the third-party offerings. It was a fucking beast. No other way to look at it. So, taking all that into account, and when you have shifts like that, and I mean a fucking dynamic shift like that, where an entire fucking market emerges, it's obviously going to take a piece out of that. Now, PC gaming has come back to the forefront yet again, thanks to things like Steam and good old games, where there's people who are just playing PC games all the fucking time now. This is something that people argue there was a lull within PC gaming, and especially thanks to shit like, you know, increased piracy and all that fucking crap. But now, because PC gaming is becoming so much more affordable than it used to be, motherfuckers are playing this shit all the time now. Makes tons of sense, right? So that's something else to take into account of why something might not be doing as well. But he ignores all these facts. He just says, oh, Nintendo isn't doing as well, consoles are dead! And that's really it. That's the most asinine fucking thing that I've ever heard of. And this isn't a fucking console fanboy thing of, oh no, I like my consoles, oh don't say anything bad about them. I mean, if they're on their way out, they're on their way out. That's just how it is. I don't have any fucking stake in these companies. If it dies off, it dies off. I'll be getting my games some other way. That's it. You know, I don't really give a fuck about any goddamn company names, the logos. I give a shit about games. Games. All fucking games, right? That's the shit that I love. And these about the console market's dying off. What about the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One doing shit tons better than the previous generations, past two previous generations? I'm gonna ignore that. That's what's happening. Sales, doing well. Hardware, doing well. Let's ignore all this. 2016 is just around the corner. 2016 is also where fucking tons of games are going to be released. And I know for many of us out there, even like, man, hasn't been a lot of major game releases out there. It kind of sucks, right? And that's been an ongoing joke amongst many people out there. But look on into the future, there's fucking ton, a plethora of titles that are coming out. So this is going to push hardware even further to be sold. And then you have the Christmas season coming up. People are shelling out tons of money. They're just like, just take my wallet. Here it is. You just, my debit card. I don't fucking need it. There you go. Yeah, you like that? All right, just fucking charge it. I'm in debt. That sucks. How much did you buy? That's a lot of, oh God. Oh God, take it all back. You can't, no! So bad shit will go and happen. But the entire holiday season, that's when shit is on an upswing. Sales are fucking booming. If sales have already been booming right now, what the fuck do you think the holiday season is going to bring? I'm going to predict right now, look at this, predictions. I'm going to be predicting that the PlayStation 4 is going to be getting a permanent price cut just because they announced in Japan, so why not worldwide? So over in Europe, Australia, fucking here in North America, we're going to end up seeing some shit like that. That's going to cause even more people to be enticed to go and pick up the system. The fact that they're going to be seeing games come out for those systems, for the Xbox One or the PlayStation 4, give people even more reason. Super Mario Maker blew the fuck up and was like doubling and tripling sales in certain regions. So then you got bundles of that being sold, and you might see Wii U starting to fly off the shelves, all thanks to one game, which is fucking awesome, by the way. I love the shit out of Super Mario Maker. But that's something that could, again, start doing very well. All this shit to take into account, but saying that something is dying well before you have any fucking, like, reasoning to think that just makes you look like a fucking fool, and it gives people less of a reason to ever want to take your word as like, valuable. It makes no sense to me. Like, why would you go and say this shit over and over? And how many times has Pachter said shit that was disproven almost immediately, let alone down the road? Too many fucking times. So, if the end is fucking nigh, if this is the last console cycle, if it's hit that glass ceiling, then it's doing very fucking well for itself on its exit. Are set-top boxes going to be the next big thing? Who the fuck knows? Maybe. But technically, you could consider a PlayStation 4 and an Xbox One to be a set-top box because they're like an all-in-one machine. We have fucking Steam machines that are out. We have the whole entire mobile division, which in many ways, there's fucking mobile variants that are set-top boxes because there's old Android set-top boxes, there's the Apple TV, there's the fucking, the Fire TV, tons of shit that's out there, not including the fact that we can go and hook our tablets or our phones up to all this shit. There's so many things that are just not taken into account by this fucking asshole whenever he says all this shit. I'm just like, you're a fucking buffoon. I don't even know how else to really say it. God damn. It only took a couple fucking minutes to open another tab, go into Google and fucking type in the shit so I can pull up fucking figures and numbers and shit and be like, oh, that's that shit. And then to remember what was going on at the time because I was alive. Oh man, wow. That took all of fucking zero goddamn effort. Anyway, so, is the console market dead, guys? Is it dead? Is it on its way out? Well, gaming's fucking screwed, man! It's so fucking screwed! Stupidity at its fucking finest. Anyway, this is AlphaOmegaSin, as always, nerds, nerdettes, and gamers game. The fuck on.